Hello and welcome to this week's Akashic Insights Weekly, April 25th through May 1st. So we are in one of those weeks where we're straddling 2 months. So we're moving from a 10-month to an 11-month. So this is definitely a sign of new beginnings, big changes. We're being called into stepping through the portals, stepping into the change. We're being pulled towards our destiny. I'm Jen Duchenne, jenduchenne.com, Akashic Swan Guidance, and I'm using the Illuminating Journey Cards I created with the guidance of the Akashic Records to see what's up this week. We do have some major movement in the cosmos, which is Pluto goes retrograde on the 29th, so that's a pretty big deal in terms of movement of energy. Well, of course, this is every year Pluto goes retrograde around this time. So we're moving out of all the planets being out of retrograde and beginning the process of moving into the planets that affect our collective into retrograde. So slowing down, and for us, it's kind of looking back so we can organize ourselves to move forward. And then we have an eclipse on the 30th. So we've got all this energy moving us into the 11th month of May. So let's see what the cards have to say. First card. Wow, that's crazy. I was just talking about going into the 11th month, and here we have the first portal, which is taking us into the 11th month. And just looking at this card and thinking about how this is about kind of the arms, this kind of energy around the head, the third eye, the consciousness of ourselves kind of coming to rest or land so that we can truly connect to the earth. We're being expanded in this portal of awakening and change. So lots of colors, lots of energy, lots of movement. This is definitely a very dramatic entry into May, a dramatic entry into the ending of April. There's going to be a lot of changes, and a lot of these changes have to do with us connecting to who we are. And so that means disconnecting from who we've been told we are or what the kind of general truth is. So I imagine we are going to be bombarded in some level, in some way, with a lot of new awareness, a lot of things coming to the front, kind of revelations that help us to become more centered on our journey. And then Soul Portal 18. So we go from the 11, which is full of color, into the 18, which is all these blues. So it's very much being drawn from this kind of being downloaded with something new, kind of taking our place in a very different way and being flooded with downloads, with information, with awareness. It's this activation of devotion to what is true. So the figure, that could be you, that could be what you experience, the download of all this energy coming in, this new conversation with Source, with the Akashic, with whoever it is that we connect to on the cosmic level. It's like this kind of sitting back and going, oh, I'm here now. Like before, I was on the other side. I hadn't entered the gateway. In the gateway, I was downloaded with this energy that separated me from the past or from my illusions. And now here I am kind of sitting here going, okay, tell me more. I'm ready to bring forth that devotion, that focus, that allowing of my being to be transported through the fluidity of my devotion, through the fluidity of what's new, what's available, what is true. So what's new, what's old, it's like all these things. What is really true? What do I value? And of course, with all this water and this liquid and the blue, it's all about changing not only how we use our voice and the vibration of our breath, but it is also how water changes us. You know, we are almost 70% water. Our planet is ruled by the moon, by the movement of water, and of course the relationship with the sun and the moon. So the sun is important too, but it's this going into our intuition, going into the understanding, going behind the scenes, as it were. We're going deep into the awareness of who we are in a place we have not yet been, or maybe we've just touched it, and now we're deeply being immersed in this powerful place. And the third and final card. So I just love how it works. So, you know, we have the 11, which is the 2, and it's very much about this standing on your own 2 feet. The 18, which is about endings, but also transitioning our egoic constructs about what something means, and then coming to the 3, which is that, you know, from this place, we come to this place, that total surrendering of what has been, so that we can truly just float up into what is true for us, what brings us joy, what lights us up, what allows our imagination to truly thrive. So it isn't about trying to control what we hear or what is true. It is just allowing ourselves to be the creative beings we are, to express who we are in the chaos, in all of these different truths, in the multiverse, existing with all those things, those what some people think are fantasy, by the idea of being touched by the hand or the finger of God, by being in a place where we transform and activate all of who we are. So brilliant. We start off, you can see the yellows here that speak to this kind of expression of self, the acceptance of our empowered self, and kind of how we get there, right? We are given this information, we go through a process of being devotional and to come to this place of surrendering to who we are in the place we are. So it feels like a very potent, powerful week that's bringing us to another level of who we are. So this is a journey indeed. It's a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage of the soul, which is actually the name of my program. As some of you may know, that I am launching on May 10th. And this program is about teaching people how to use these illuminating journey cards that were created for this time, for that transition. And this week feels so connected to transitioning who we've been. You know, if you think back the last couple of years, we've kind of been in limbo. Like, okay, the past is disappearing, the future is not visible yet. I'm not quite sure where I am, who I am, what to do. And so we are being invited into this journey, which these cards are here to support. The journey, the individual, and of course the pilgrimage of your soul, where you actually learn to step into that place of not only discovering or deepening into the wisdom and the truth of your soul, remembering, but also reclaiming in the way that you confidently step through the unknown, into the unknown, and being able to at the same time relax without having to worry about every single thing. And I think that these cards are so illustrative of this, the idea that you're in this place where you're being given an expression, given a new information. You're finding the way to just open up to receiving, and then really surrendering to this experience. So I love that this reading is kind of so connected to the pilgrimage of the soul. And certainly if that's something you're interested in exploring and you want to know more, you can connect with me, or the link is below if you want to sign up. May you have the most expansive week of your life yet. And I'll see you on the other side.